Welcome to Tuesday. It's the 22nd day of August 2023. Your day weather podcast being brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Check them out at cowboystatedaily.com. The weather continues to look really interesting, really tropical dominated here in the third week of August. We're looking at more coming out of the tropics. What we're going to basically see are thunderstorms slowly increasing west to east across the west and the Rockies as the leftovers from Hurricane Hillary are just going to kind of slowly drift west to east. The better chance of showers and thunderstorms will be along and west of the divide today. Now on Wednesday and Thursday, the thunderstorms get a little bit further east near the divide than east of the divide. Then a tropical depression, it's now Tropical Depression 9, is forming in the Gulf of Mexico. It is headed west to Mexico and Texas in the Mountain West as it goes around a big high pressure system. A big hot dome of high pressure in the central U.S. is actually going to guide this tropical depression westward towards us. This means there is a possible heavy rain threat Friday and Saturday in particular. Those are the 2 days. Many parts of Wyoming, Colorado, and Nebraska, and maybe some surrounding areas near those locations could have a threat for heavy rain as literally Gulf of Mexico air gets fed into the central Rockies and central high plains by the end of the week. So we're going to see more of this with the moisture from Hurricane Hillary drifting across the west for some showers and storms. This will be especially true on the western slope, the western side of Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, western areas of Colorado and Montana, back into parts of the Pacific Northwest. But we will see things get more focused on this system in the Gulf of Mexico. So you can see we have this north-south axis here of the remains of Hillary and moisture getting drawn up out of Mexico still into the southwestern areas of the United States and this big area of dry high pressure here in the middle. Now, we'll take another close look at the Tropical Depression 9 there in the Gulf of Mexico. It doesn't look really organized, and it's not going to. But it's a very large area of very moist, very unstable air that's going to get drawn in to this area right here, then get caught around the high. And you can see with today's precipitable water, how focused is the better moisture along and west of the divide, drier air east of the divide. And this is where the general thunderstorm activity will be. Maybe some heavier thunderstorms there in southwestern Wyoming today and along the Wasatch Front. Then getting into South Texas here with Tropical Depression 9. Tomorrow, we see the push of the subtropical moisture further east. Therefore, the thunderstorms are going to be forming further east. And then by Wednesday night into early Thursday, the moisture gets a little bit deeper. And Thursday will bring an increased in the chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially in the darker green and the blue areas there. So this tropical moisture, subtropical moisture, going to still be a player. And you can see through Thursday evening, notice this big hole underneath this big area of high pressure. But if you look, it just looks like a ring. It's because it is going around that high pressure. And yes, this moisture right here is being drawn in from the remains of Hillary, the circulation around that. Pretty amazing to see how far the transport is of that moisture. But look at the thunderstorms and the showers here in the Gulf reaching into parts of New Mexico and Arizona and areas of eastern Mexico as we get to the middle to the end of the week. And if we look out in the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, here's 9. We have a hurricane forming Franklin here. We've got another wave forming off the coast of Africa. So a lot going on. So if you track the depression of where it's going to be today, it's right here. It's going to be represented by this green circle. Now it's a little bit hard to follow on the 500 millibar chart. So that's why I'm putting the green circle here. This map is showing us kind of where we are now. But as we go forward in time, this is where it's going to go between now and Saturday. It is going to be going right around the clockwise circulation of the high. And notice the path of this system is going to take it through the Big Bend country of Texas, up to the Four Corners area, then back to the east again. So a very interesting scenario. This doesn't happen very often. It happens though. And this is where that heavy rain threat's going to be. Most of this is Friday, Saturday into early Sunday. So the I-80 corridor of Nebraska into southeastern Wyoming, but northeastern Colorado as well, parts of South Dakota, western Wyoming, Utah, the western slope of Colorado, the Four Corners area. There's just a really good moisture feed coming on in. And this, as we said yesterday, this needs to be watched. This could be a situation of focused heavy rain in some front range areas of Colorado, Wyoming, and into western Nebraska Friday, Saturday. And you can see that very, very deep moisture by Saturday morning over the region. So we'll need to keep an eye on things. If you focus in a little bit closer, you can see the areas where the heavier rain threat is going to be. In the Pacific, well, guess what? We got another situation brewing where we may have another tropical storm forming later this weekend and into early next week. That could be a player down the road, and that's something we'll be keeping an eye on. Have yourself a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.